Good morning.
Morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you. What's that? Oh, it's not loud. Can't hear it. Oh, it's going through these. It's coming through these.
I know.
Unplug them. So good morning, everybody. If this is your first time with us, welcome. We are here 6 days a week. We do this show Monday through to Saturday. And we're a real community here and we love it. So, finally. That's supposed to go at the beginning, but it was going through his earpieces.
Yes, thank you for alerting me. I do know I've got a fake Instagram account. It's all been reported, don't worry. It does make me chuckle. There's someone somewhere spending enormous amounts of time setting up new accounts for them to be blocked straight away.
What do they get out of it?
I don't know.
It's really
it's
weird.
a little bit like masturbating. It's pointless. Utterly pointless.
Oh, I don't know if everyone would agree with that.
Well, it kind of is. Ultimately, it's a bit like watching a game of football. You sort of think, what was the point of that? I've sort of cheated myself, really. Anyway.
So good morning, everybody. Somebody just saying there that they enjoyed this week's How to Stay Married so far. If you've missed that, it's Sex, Part 2. Sex in a long-term relationship. If you missed it, it went up yesterday. So don't forget, for members, we are going to, at the end of Coffee Moaning, we're going to carry it, we'll close it down here, and then we'll start up a new one in the members area. And if anyone wants to join the members area, it's 37 pence a week.
Yeah.
So, guys.
Rebecca Carty, is the podcast going up today? It's already gone up.
It went up yesterday, honey bunny.
Sorry.
So today we're going to be talking about Trump. He's a bit pissed off. Mark's passionate about what's going on with the World Cup at the moment, so we're going to talk about that. And Mark found such a good article on the ick, on what gives us the ick, not only within a relationship, but also to ourselves. How do we give ourselves the ick? One of the things was, a woman said, when she tries to put a really large piece of sushi in her mouth, it gives her the ick about herself. So things like that. So that's really funny. We're going to do that more towards the end.
Morning, Emma Carter. Morning, Ashley. Hope you were sending Ashley a great week. Can everyone
Hello,
send Ashley a big hug?
Ashley.
Feeling a bit down
Hello,
yesterday.
Chesapeake. Oh, were you, sweetheart? Big hugs.
Lee Doran asks, can't wait to find out who this mystery guest is. Mystery
Oh, no,
celeb.
this is for me, for my Instagram. Well, hopefully I'm going to get it done today.
Oh, I see.
So I put up a picture on my Instagram yesterday
Welcome, Nikki.
of my actual face. But for quite a while now, I'm going to be stepping into other characters. Want to have some fun with my Instagram. So going to be doing more Kim, and a mystery celebrity, hopefully, will be arriving today on my Instagram.
And for those who are coming over to the Members Live, it's a new card that you can stand to win. It's a rather nice one, isn't it? You look gorgeous. Nanny Di's in there. Lisa's in there. So
it's nice to have a nice picture with me this time.
Yeah.
Instead of me with my eyes closed.
And this is the one for your...
That's the one with my eyes closed.
That's your 24 months. Oh, yeah. Your eyes are always closed.
Oh, if I didn't know that you haven't had a drink in 18 years, I would think that every time you choose those pictures, you're drunk.
That's nice.
Because the other one is hilarious. All I can do is... I've quite a few of you will have got those cards, and I've seen I've coloured in the...
The tooth.
Coloured in the tooth.
Yeah, those were the old ones.
But just quickly...
Let me just make a note of Nikki White.
I just want to... Don't worry if you haven't watched Celebrity, The Jungle. This isn't going to be a huge, great discussion on the ins and outs of what's going on in the jungle. But I just really, really wanted to mention Bubba. Now, I didn't know Bubba before The Jungle. I've never seen him stand-up comedian.
He's one of the two guys on the sofa.
Yeah,
but it was
no,
always very
as
funny.
A comedian, I didn't really... I've seen him on Gogglebox, but I didn't really know what he did. Love him on Gogglebox. But, oh my God, this guy's character is what we need so much more of. We talk often on here, don't we, about toxic masculinity and the pressures on young men and women, actually, to look for men that have all kind of like toxic
Sam French has said, Mark, you're quiet today for you, because I haven't been able to get a word in edgeways.
Okay, carry on.
No, I want to hear your story.
I think Bubba, and I know it's really early days, has got a chance of winning. Look, love Bubba, love Bubba, love Bubba. What is it you love about him?
Well, I'll tell you exactly
Go
what
on,
I
tell
love
us
about
what
him.
you love about
I
him.
love the fact that he's utterly self-effacing, and he does that thing which I think more comedians could learn from. I think Lee is very good at this too, where the butt of his jokes is him, and in a sense, the masculine world that he comes from. So when he does that sort of man down and all that kind of stuff, he's kind of sending it up. He's saying, I don't really concur to this narrative of maleness. Not even, I mean, I know you say toxic. There's maleness that's all right. There's
That's why I'm saying. Oh, I love men.
no, but also
toxic
but
stuff.
also but there's toxic masculinity, but also there's masculinity that isn't toxic, but is just not particularly pleasant to a lot of people. And I think he just sends it up. He doesn't mind looking, in inverted commas, weak. He doesn't mind kind of not appearing to be cool. I think that's the great thing about him. He's a bit like John Hurt when he said, "I don't worry about being cool," and that's quite cool.
I think he's incredibly cool. I think you've hit the nail on the head because of that.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning, when Charlene was out on the plank, and he tried so hard, we've heard since that he was up there a long time, and yet every single fibre of his being told him to go back, and he did. And that's okay. That's actually okay. And I thought, are we going to see loads of tears? Because then we see him flashing on Gogglebox. We don't really know him. Are we going to see loads of tears? Or are we going to see a load of bravado? And actually, he stood there just in himself. And I think there's a lot of lessons for us all to learn in this. And seemed to be okay with it. Then the way that he talks in the camp, he's so interested in other people. He listens to other people. And then yesterday, he had to do, so basically he's got a terrible fear of heights. So of course the public voted him to do a very terrifying heights challenge. And he approached it, not as like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to override my fear. He just got on with it. And he was terrified. Every time they showed a shot of his, he was terrified. And he did it. And I just love the way he just so simply said, they said, how are you feeling? And he went, I'm so proud of myself. I just thought there was a real lesson for all of us, to remind us all that,
I agree.
we carry so much armour, we have so much pretense to keep getting on in the world, and actually,
A couple of other
Loved
people
him.
who've really surprised. I think
Love him.
Jill is lovely, the lioness. Is that her name?
She
Jill.
could be another
Yeah,
one.
she's absolutely lovely. And Mike Tyndall.
Smell was amazing.
Mike
favourite.
Tyndall's a surprise. I'm
Just
quite
very
liking
quiet,
him.
isn't
No, I
he?
know, but he picks all the heavy things up.
Yeah.
He's also another example. He's an example
Yes, he's
of.
he's very happy in himself, isn't he?
But he's also very masculine without necessarily. I mean, you felt it was a bit mansplaining at the
He
beginning.
was mansplaining.
Was he?
What's the
Hang
one
on a
that's-
minute. Can I just ask something? Maybe we should do a whole How to Stay Married about this. When women say mansplaining, it's a way to completely silence men being able to say anything.
It's when it's said in a very particular way, it's kind of patronising.
But
Well,
what-
let's see first if you can She said, I'm going to do the next challenge because let's get there first and see what it is. That's mansplain.
No, it's not.
He was patronising.
No,
her.
it wasn't. He's making that classic case in point. Oh my God, this drives me nuts. What
was his
did
tone.
he say?
Let's wait and see until we're there. It was like that. It was patronising.
Women talk to men like that all the time. I mean, that's the definition of how women talk to men. I can't believe you've managed to home in on the occasions that men do it. Because I'm so cross about
No,
this.
but you've just gone a little bit too
I know,
mad.
I've lost my shit.
You need to just
I've lost my shit.
babe.
Oh
You're
God!
okay.
No, I've been wanting. I realise I've wanted to make this point for years.
I think you might be overdoing it, and so you'll lose the crowd.
Okay, let me calm it. Let me rein it
That
in.
was
Hang on,
woman-splaining
hang on.
then.
Yeah,
I just-
exactly. Hang on.
I just did perfect example
Hang on.
of woman. Let's wait
Hang
and
on,
see.
hang
Let's wait.
Just put reining it.
Okay, we're all as bad as each other. Fair enough.
all right, there we go.
Okay, go on then.
No, that was it, really. I'm a celebrity. Of course, the big news later, and then we'll move on, is that obviously Matt Hancock is coming in. But I've got to ask a big question. Who the
Got
fuck
it.
knew who that other person was? His turnaround was. I was expecting someone like Tom Cruise. They gave it the same level of understanding
I
and
had
knowledge.
to text Kay and
I mean,
Jane and
who
ask
the
her who it
fuck's
was.
that? Who is he?
I had to turn around and ask Jane and Kay who he was.
Matt the Cock tonight's going to be interesting, actually. I love the way he goes straight to the point. I know Matt Hancock, Donuts. I know Matt Hancock. Who's the other one? Right at the beginning, it was all that long sort of profile shot as a silhouette, and he's gonna, and I've been a, and I've been a, and then he turned around, and Sean Walsh, and as soon as people said Sean Walsh, it was none the clearer. Who's Sean Walsh?
I don't know. I think he was a comedian. He's the one who snogged his dance partner on Strictly, and there was a big furore.
Why? Because he's married.
And then there was a lot of things said by his wife about how he had treated her. So he's got a rep.
He's got erect. That's what he said.
But anyway,
He was on
let's
Strictly and
move on
kissed his
from
partner. Is that
celebrity.
it? All right, okay.
Yeah, let's move on from celebrity,
Okay.
because I'm aware of those that haven't watched it.
Okay, well, one of the top things, well, obviously, for all our American followers, the midterm elections happened yesterday, or were happening last night. The results were coming in. It's going to take a couple of weeks there's a curious system in America with ballots and mail votes and all this kind of stuff that in some parts of the country, this is the sort of superpower of the world. I have visions of votes being sort of taken by horse-drawn cowboy wagon to places in Oklahoma where a chap kind of puts them in the old mail.
They ran out of paper.
Yeah, they've run out of paper. The
In
machines
some
don't work,
states.
but also they take years and weeks to get them posted. It's like, what kind of postal system have they got? Anyway, we're not going to know the full results, but what it looks like essentially, the headline is that the Republicans didn't do as well as they were hoping to.
And Trump.
Well,
yeah.
and a lot of Republicans are holding Trump responsible
Yeah.
for this because, of course, he was supporting lots of the representatives that were running, and a lot of those that he's backed haven't won. So there's the possibility here that it's not all quite sort of hunky-dory.
The really
for
good
him.
news was apparently the Republicans really thought an abortion ticket, banning the abortion, was really going to get a lot of Republicans out and voting. But it seems to have backfired because, of course, what it's also got out is all those women that are fucking furious that somebody else is trying to decide what happens with their body.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was obviously... I think they were very confident about that.
Look,
but didn't
Darsky,
realise it
I
was
dropped off
risky.
my paper ballot last night. I have faith it got counted. It must be odd living in the biggest
Yeah.
democracy in the world, not entirely knowing whether the system is efficient. I don't think there's any kind of vote.
That's interesting.
I don't think
Faith
anyone
says.
is actively creating voter fraud. I think that's a bit of fake news. But I do think when you hear about it, you think, God, the system seems a bit ropey.
But late last night, LBC's American correspondent guy, who's very good, was saying that
That's a good point, Faith.
there was an awful lot of people, a lot of, out sort of Trump supporters, almost policing voting stations. And he said it was a very sort of febrile feeling. And he felt that, if it hadn't gone their way, that actually there could be real unrest, which is very scary again, isn't it?
I think the other thing that's quite encouraging if you're a Democrat is that Elon Musk quite clearly said vote Republican. And so if the reach and impact of him in charge of Twitter didn't make it more of a shift, then maybe Republicans were so sort of beaten up and smashed about by the whole Trump presidency that they can't go there again. They just can't go there again. But of course, this will lead to it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that the Republicans will have the lower House of Representatives. And what you'll have then is you'll have what they call a split government or a divided government in America, which, to be honest with you, is more often than not exactly what happens in America most of the time.
Every time, yeah.
And many advocates of the American system say this is brilliant because it means that one party provides a check and balance to another party. The negatives are that lots of disagreement happens. Things become so watered down that nothing really changes. When budgets and spending is needed to be agreed, one party believes more, one party believes less. When taxes go up and all that kind of stuff. So when it can lead to a grinding halt. It would lead to more of a grinding halt if the Republicans got both the House of Representatives and the Senate, but it's not looking likely that they're going to get the Senate too. But even the House of Representatives, you could be looking at Biden being even sleepier because he's going to have more time in bed because he's not going to be able to get more done.
Amber Grindley just said she would love to have heard Xander's opinion on this.
Oh,
Let's have a little
Xander,
moment.
my
So if you're new to
God.
our channel, Xander was one of our subscribers on here that sadly died. God,
And what's interesting about him was he was an ardent Trump supporter, Republican. who we would have debates
Yeah,
with.
so when he first came on here, he used to get really angry with us and we would have big debates. But then after a while, we all became friends, didn't we?
Yeah, and I
he was
think
like, and it was great because we love have people having different opinions to us. We don't tolerate any nastiness.
Well, no, but interestingly, I think the thing
great.
that Xander manifested, which I really liked about him, was the fact that, you know, it's often sort of suggested that, oh, you can't have an opinion that just... Yes, you can. It's about how you express it and the context in which you say it. If you come along from nowhere and you're pretty nasty, we're just going to get rid of you. And he was hard, and I'm not saying he wasn't potentially didn't upset some people, but he would always climb down with a degree of humanity at the back of it. So I think, you know, it's all about tone, isn't it?
Group hug for Sunday.
Group hug. All right, Xander.
Resting in peace, I hope.
So for any anti-Republicans or anti-Trumps, I think, is it Ted DeSantis, whatever his name is in Florida? He did really well in Florida, and I think that could be, I think the Republican Party could swing behind him and make things quite difficult for Trump. So it'd be interesting to see whether Trump's big announcement on November the 15th is actually that he's got a new pair of trainers. I was going to run, but it didn't go well. I mean, he's never going to say it didn't go well. I don't know why my mouth is like
bigly.
My mouth is like a cat's anus. Sorry. So yeah, midterm elections. So of course, it could still go to the Republicans, the Senate. I think it's not a done deal. Okay.
Can I just ask anyone if they've started their Christmas shopping?
I think they started their period. Oh, gee, you said it so sort of matter of fact.
As if I would say that matter of factly.
Has anyone started their period?
Who has started their Christmas shopping? Can you do a poll, please?
Fuck Republicans, says Tez.
Because I always say, oh, I'm going to get ahead with my Christmas shopping. And then I don't really think have ever understood what getting ahead is. What am I asking? So have you started Christmas shopping? When does getting ahead start? Is that November or the beginning of December? I think it's middle of December. I'm starting to think it's middle of December.
For our friend Pat, getting ahead starts in January in the sales.
Yeah. But Lisa has started.
Someone just said Christmas shopping done. Dorothy Clark. But then, surely part of the
I'm not
festivity...
going to get ahead again. I've missed it.
Hang on. Isn't part of the festivities not having got it done yet? Isn't that part of what we all kind of buy into?
No, but I don't want to, because then we're rushing at the end.
If you had Christmas neatly wrapped all in a corner right now, I'd go, boring.
Sorry, MT. She says I'm shouting. Sorry. We do shout. We get overexcited.
Ashley Gardner, you're like me, mate. No, not till December. Sam French, I've bought for my 2 grandchildren. That's all I can see as a grandparent. That kind of makes sense. Darsky, I love shopping at the last minute. Such a buzz. Darsky, me and you need to go running and ricocheting around London in a stressed state, drinking coffee.
What is the poll saying? 56% yes.
Yeah, but 44% no, so it's pretty much a split and split. It's going up as well, no. It is early November. I think there's more adverts coming. I've just seen an email from Michelle. I have to do that was a weird sound, isn't it? I've never made that sound ever in my life.
Jacqueline has 4 people's presents and 3 bottles of Bucks Fizz.
What is Bucks Fizz?
Champagne and orange juice.
What, you
or
get
Prosecco and orange
can
juice
you buy
mixed together. You
bottles
buy
of
it
it?
mixed together.
Can you?
What's it like if it's already mixed together? I can't imagine.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I want to just bring up this. A friend of mine, Ninad, sent me a very simple question yesterday. He said, Mark, are you going to be watching the World Cup given the politics and attitude to homosexuality and everything in Qatar? And I paused and I thought, this is a tricky one. You know, my mum's gay. We have lots of gay friends. We totally, as a country, we understand the need for tolerance and acceptance and all that kind of thing. And
we don't even really think about it.
We don't even think about it.
We're just lucky that we just... Yeah.
I think, but a lot of people do. And going back to, I'm not a football fan, but where I make an exception for that, I used to be, at Tottenham Hotspur, I always look and see how they're doing. But the World Cup, our friend Miranda will understand this, it's a huge event and it's something that a lot of people get behind. And it's something that, it's a nice expression of us all going, yeah, could we win and all that. But also rooting for those underdogs from countries like that year that Cameroon did really well and all that kind of stuff I like. I think it's a nice sort of event. But I don't know.
What, whether you're going to...
Yeah, I don't know if I can. And I don't know if watching it supports it. What do you think, guys? Is to watch the World Cup in any way to support a repressive regime that's anti-gay. The question is coming out of, she's just getting something, she feels a bit queasy, comes out of the fact that yesterday the Qatar World Cup ambassador, in an interview with German TV, described or talking about homosexuality, said it is haram. And what he said, that means is he thinks that homosexuality is damage in the mind. That's the slur. Damage in the mind.
That's just shocking.
Which is... Okay, so let's have a look. What do you think, guys? And let me see. I'm going to do a poll. So, okay, it's half and half in terms of Christmas shopping. In terms of a poll, should we watch the World Cup at all? Let's have a look.
Is watching it at all, so does it support the regime?
Not having World Cup on TV in this house, says Faith Goodman. My husband loves football, but such awful situation this time. Tez, we don't need to support, go for a walk or whatever. Unsolved cases and news. My husband and I only like the World Cup, but we would never go and watch. But will you watch it on TV? Maybe I should have asked that. Will you watch it on TV? Ellery Jones, won't be watching this. I don't like Qatar views. Oh, Fiona Reid, I love my football, but I'm boycotting it. Wow. Lee Durrant, no, it's to support your team. That's a really important point. That's a really important point. You know, the team should, but is there then an argument that footballers should have made a protest and not play for their team? But then this might be the
Are they supposed to not get involved in politics?
Are they not supposed to get involved in politics? But could it be their only opportunity to play in the World Cup? I realise this is a bit of a tiresome one for people who don't like football. But I do think it's going to be everywhere very soon. It starts on my birthday. It's the first match.
Here's another argument.
So, can't get my head round it, says Sam French.
I haven't thought about Qatar for a long time. And yet everyone is talking about the gross behaviour that goes on there. And so we're talking about it again, and we're aware of it. And people, that political prisoners that are in there, we're talking about that. So
in a sense, are you saying it's thrown a much-needed spotlight over a regime? Oh. But do you think we'll lose interest as soon as the World Cup's finished?
well, I don't know. I'm just saying it's that.
Natasha Tiramos thinks the footballers should have protested.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Good Ship Lollipop says, I preferred Southgate when he missed the penalty. Damned by faint praise, is that the phrase? I understand if the teams play, I don't watch. Andrea Crash says, Women's Rugby World Cup finals this weekend in New Zealand. Go the Black Ferns to win. Amanda Roach. Listen to this, Nads. The English team are wearing rainbow armbands.
Are they?
That's interesting. That's good. That's good.
Are they?
So maybe there is a strong argument, Lee Durrant, maybe this is a good one. Maybe there's a strong argument to say, don't avoid, but go and, as best as you can within their system, promote.
Is Ali there? What's the Ali's there?
Lee Peart isn't here. You're right, sweetie. Yeah. Rhys Roberts, even within supporting your team, let's say England, there's another potential for it to lean racist with the black players taking the brunt for maybe missing key goals or being overcome with stress. I think that happens, unfortunately, a lot. I think that happened in the last World Cup, didn't it, with Sterling? I think there was a lot
Terrible.
Yeah, really bad. My Little Peonies, this is interesting. The last one was in Russia, and their views on homosexuality are just as bad.
That's true.
So are we picking a... So, here's an interesting one. Could there be a racism towards the Middle East and Arab laced within this? Because I'll tell you something else. If you go on the terraces, I don't know if you agree with this, Lee, Durrant. If you go on at the terraces, there's a lot of anti-gay chanting. You know, it's this idea that it's a tolerant community, the football fans of homosexuality, is a joke. Otherwise, gay footballers would feel free to come out. And they don't. So, in a weird way, I can well imagine there'll be some football fans going, ha, 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 this is great. Unfortunately. But that says more about the culture of football. Erin Bullimore, yeah, fuck the LGBT fans. They'd be imprisoned if they want to watch the match. Who cares if some fans are excluded, beaten in prison? Disgusting attitude to have if you think sexuality doesn't matter. I agree. It's a tricky one because if it's going to be in pubs, it's going to be on telly. Everyone's going to be talking about it. The ick. Last story. The ick. We're gonna carry this on in our members live. I think this is the one we're gonna ick over to the members live in 8 minutes. But this is the ick. So for those of us who don't know what the ick is, explain what the ick is.
It's turn-offs.
All right, there you go.
It's what turns you off. Little things, the little things that turn you off. I didn't realise this was coined by Olivia Attwood in Love Island in 2017.
No. She invented the ick.
Apparently that was the first time it was publicly heard. I'm sure we were saying the ick before then, but anyway.
Can someone verify that? Can we fact check that?
Oh, hang on, was that Lee? What did Lee say about football?
Lee Darrant.
Oh, I thought Lee was Lee was there.
No.
Okay.
Oh no, Lee Peart, I'm here.
Oh, Lee. Well, okay. Maybe you didn't hear what our discussion.
Lee loves the ick. We were just talking about the World Cup and homosexuality, their intolerance, and whether to watch it at all is a bad thing, or is to not support.
In fact, Lee being there, I'm going to kick off with Lee's story, if you don't mind, Lee. So Lee was on a date. It was on a blind date, and he was having a Bloody Mary, and he bit into the celery stick. And the guy that he was on the date with was like, "Oh, did you just bite your celery stick?" And Lee was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Oh, that's giving me the ick." And Lee went, "Oh, I've put the ick into the celery stick."
That's very funny.
So certain foods. So in this article that Mark found, which I love, this woman saying she gives herself the ick when she tries to put a really large piece of sushi in her mouth.
I know what she means. Stumbling with food is a real ick.
I know. I saw when you were given your own ick, when Maddie showed you that photograph of you in the background of Teddy eating an apple.
I didn't get the ick.
You got the ick of yourself.
I looked sick.
No, but
I looked like a prick.
But you gave yourself the ick. You were like, "Oh my God," because he was right in the background. And our daughter zoomed in and he like eating the apple, like he was trying to put the whole thing in his mouth.
Does anyone remember the guy whose face melts at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark? I looked like him. It was just awful. So this article is all about how...
yucky gut reaction. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
That we're taught to hide in polite company.
Oh, look, a man applying a lip balm stick in one hard slash across his mouth. As if he has never seen a lip balm or a mouth before.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would give me the ick. If a man got a lip balm out, oh my God. If he got a lip balm out and went like that on a date, oh no, I wouldn't like that.
What about this one? At her work desk around 8:30 a.m, someone would pull out a plastic bottle of mayonnaise, squirt it all over her eggs. Oh God, this is hideous. As the bottle started to run low, she would squeeze and squeeze, the wheezes of the bottle getting louder, little flecks of anemic I know, yeah.
Like flying onto her desk.
Yeah. Mattresses on floor, ick. Men who still took their laundry home to their mum, irrevocable ick. What in everyday life, what gives you the ick? Oh, here we go. Yeah, trying to fit too large a piece of sushi.
Yeah, this is stuff she gives herself the ick.
This is a great one. Sorry, when I tried to tube surf, avoiding holding onto the handrails. Very true.
On the bumpy underground feet in a wide stance.
Yeah.
When I pick off my nail varnish, nod along to music in public, trip on an uneven pavement. This could be written by Kiki, couldn't it?
Oh, totally.
This is what Kiki's like. She's basically when you're icking yourself, it's about feeling really self-conscious. It's about self-consciousness, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the more self-conscious you get, of course.
Yeah. Oh, ick in German, says Nina, means dialect. There's another one here, and we'll flip over in a minute to the members live. But this one is a good one. When I do a little run, if someone holds the door.
I love this one, Lee. I bet you love that one.
But better than that one is when you go to cross the road and you're helping the driver by running a little bit. When I'm driving, if you watch someone who does that little run, they go slower than if they just walked. I get the ick.
Oh.
I get the ick when someone tries to do a little run across the road. You go, ooh. But I put the fear of God into Kiki because I described how I got the ick when I was a school child about a girl I fancied. And they tripped and I immediately got the ick and went off her. So she's forever lived in fear of tripping up.
Yeah. She fears trip.
She fears trip. Trippic.
The trippage.
It's called Trip.
But anyway, let's carry on this conversation
Yeah.
over on the members live.
So, explain what that is. Do a little welcome to Nikki White, who will be joining us over there.
Welcome to Nikki White to the I'll start again.
I'll stop. Welcome Nikki White to the members area.
Welcome Vicky White. Sorry.
Nikki White
Sorry,
is
start
her
again.
name.
No,
not
we've
Vicky.
gone a bit. No,
No,
start
you're
again.
saying Vicky.
No, I know. Can we start again?
Welcome Nikki White to the members area.
Welcome Nikki White to the members area. Welcome Nikki White. Are you going to come over? So what we're going to do
See
now
you there in
is
5 minutes.
end this.
Yep.
And then we're going to make ourselves a coffee.
Yep.
And go over there. And then if you want to join the members area, underneath here is a join, like a little box, and you just do what it says there.
Yeah.
It costs 37 pence a week, and we do extra content there. And every Sunday we either do a live show or we do a full recorded show with cookery and book reviews
Shopping.
and family chat. And my friend Lisa does like her favourite things that she bought that week, and we have a jolly jape. So. But otherwise, members will see you in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Sophie, there is a lot of racism against Arabs that never gets
There
mentioned.
is.
It never,
Trust me.
ever gets
It's almost
mentioned.
allowed.
Yeah, it's weird.